Hello and welcome back to the Checkpoint. Now, Sea of Thieves is one of the most exciting and broad new IPs I saw this year at E3, and although the trailers were plentiful in content, we don't know a whole lot about the game. Luckily for us, the team behind Sea of Thieves, Rare, have put out a FAQ giving us a little bit more insight into the world of the game, as well as some details on access to the beta version of the game. So let's just go down one by one and analyse the questions and answers. You can find this information on the game's official site along with some forums to get involved with the community. So the first question is, what kind of game is Sea of Thieves? And the team essentially answers this by stating, Sea of Thieves is a shared world adventure game, or SWAG as we're fond of calling it here in the office. It's a multiplayer game with crew cooperation at its core, and our ambition is to let players be the kind of pirates they want to be. Whether you'd like to hunt for legendary treasures, sail to the furthest islands in the distance, or hunt down rival crews, our ambition is to build a game that lets you pursue whichever adventure your salty heart desires. So what I got from this is that Sea of Thieves isn't an MMO, or a pirate ship battle arena, or a multiplayer action title. It's what they called a shared world adventure game. Now from my inclinations, I would presume that this means that the game will be either a single shard or single lobby multiplayer title where all players interact and battle within the same lobby, or it'll be a hybrid between single player and multiplayer like No Man's Sky, where your player is surrounded by a sort of bubble, which is your own unique lobby, and when your bubble and another player's bubble come into contact, the lobbies are merged. Time will tell as to what the specifics of this will be, but aside from that, they also mentioned sailing mechanics, hunting down legendary treasures, fighting rival crews, and all other sorts of piratey good stuff. Fans also asked, when is the game coming out? To which the team responded, we have not announced a release date yet for Sea of Thieves. Right now our focus is on getting the game into players' hands in the form of a closed beta. So though it's sad that we haven't got an official release date yet for the title, we do know that there is going to be a limited time closed beta for all of us to get our mitts on, and the team expand on this further in the next answer. Yes, we're keen to get the game into players' hands so that we can receive feedback about the game as soon as possible. To quote design director and Rare veteran Greg Mails from his interview with Metro, we want to release a beta as soon as we can, but not a 1 week before release beta. A proper beta where we can start observing how players play and get their feedback. So the beta is going to be taking place well before the release date of the title, which is great as it actually allows the devs to tweak and alter the game before its final release, instead of working as a sort of hype machine. And even though there is no set date for the beta, they aim to get out as soon as possible. They expand further in the next answer by adding, we don't have specific details on how to get into the beta just yet, but the best thing you can do for now is to make sure you're following the game on Twitter and Facebook, and that you're subscribed for updates on our website. We'll have more details to share about the beta through these channels as they become available. So to find details on how to get into the beta of the game, you're going to want to follow Sea of Thieves on Twitter and Facebook to keep updated about the latest information on the game, as well as access to the beta. So you can find them at Sea of Thieves Game on Facebook and at Sea of Thieves on Twitter. Another one of the biggest questions people had after seeing the initial gameplay trailer for the title was, can I play the game alone? And I'm happy to report that yes, you absolutely can, with the team stating, in an interview with VentureBeat, lead designer Mike Chapman detailed our thoughts regarding single-player adventuring for the final game. We want to allow people to be the pirate they want to be. If you want to be the solitary pirate who sails around on a small one-man ship, we want to allow you to do that. We're trying to build a cooperative adventure game. We don't want to limit what players can do for people who want to get lost in the world. That's just as valid. So yeah, you can play the game by yourself, but you'll most probably be limited to a small ship, or at least one that doesn't require as many people manning all the sails and steering the vessel, and the team even goes far to say that playing single player is just as valid as playing multiplayer, which is great when you just want to sail by yourself. However, it is important to note that at its core, the game is a multiplayer title. That's their vision, their goals, so there will be some sort of aspects of the game that will be made purely for multiplayer that might not be available or might be available in a limited form for single player players. Other smaller questions include how many players are in a crew, to which they said there is no set limit right now at the time of development, and if the players in the gameplay trailers were actors, to which the team said they were not. However, the final question and answer on this FAQ, which I personally found to be the most important, asks, what can I do in Sea of Thieves? To which the team responds, we've received countless questions about what else can be done in the game, covering everything from quests and exploration to melee and gun combat. Right now we don't have any more details to share beyond what is in the E3 demo, but we are looking forward to telling everyone more about the full Sea of Thieves experience over the coming weeks and months. Make sure you're signed up to our channels to learn more about the game as we set sail for adventure. So there we have it, that is a whole bunch of information on Sea of Thieves for you right there, straight from the developers themselves. If you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like. I'm super excited for this game, and there's going to be a bunch more Sea of Thieves content on the channel all the way up until the release date and the beta. So if you're excited too, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But for now, this has been Steve, that has been Sea of Thieves, checkpoint complete.